Hello BookTube, this is Weekly Reads. I've had a very good reading week this week, and for a change, the best part of my reading week has been during the work week rather than the weekend. So I started my reading week with a 2-day reread of A View with a Grain of Sand by Wislawa Szymborska, translated from the Polish by Stanislaw Baranczak and Clare Cavanagh. I've had this collection for almost 20 years now, and I reread it every few years, and I adore it every time I read it. This is one of my favorite collections of poetry. Unfortunately, I am not very good at talking about poetry except for saying I like it or I don't like it. So I liked it quite a bit. And one of these days, if I ever do the Poetry Thursday or Poetry Tuesday, I really ought to read something from here. Although I don't know if you can do that. Anyway, sorry about the phone if it's going to be texting. My sister-in-law is on a bit of a tear right now. Anyway, so on Sunday, I build on Lesson Zero by Brady Ellis. I read this for Garbagas because this is a trashy novel. It's about a young man named Clay who is returning home to Los Angeles for the Christmas holidays from his university in New England. While he's back in Los Angeles, Clay dives right back into his high school set, who are all, himself included, dissolute drug addicts who have copious amounts of one-night stands. The novel is, for the most part, one party after another, one drug binge after another, one one-night stand after another, until eventually things take a darker turn. Although I did bill on the book before that happened. I found it a dull slog. And that's the thing, I think, with me and Brady Ellis. I think his plots, from what I've read of his work, they're slogs. They don't really entice me all that much. But I really enjoy his perspective, like how he creates, like his the point of view he uses, that first person. I kind of like it, but yeah, just the next time I do a book purge, Brady Ellis is going. Almost as disappointing as my reading of, or attempt to read, Lesson Zero were the two manga volumes I read. One after I finished Review with a Grain of Sand, and before I went to War and Heart's birthday. So my nephew, one of the four children of the apocalypse, his birthday was on Saturday, and my newest niece, who I'm going to give the code name Heart to, her birthday was the 3rd, so they did a joint 9th and 1st birthday, and it was pretty good. It was rather enjoyable. Although I think me and my mom have decided that basically, except for Heart, the four children of the apocalypse are going to be getting gift cards for their presents from now on, because we have not fared very well on that. But anyway, so the volume of manga I read on Saturday was Chainsaw Man Volume 1 by Tatsuki Fujimoto. So this is a series set in an alternate 1990s in which devils, personified concepts, are running loose. And Denji, the main character, has a sort of pet in a little demon that has a chainsaw for a nose. Denji is settled with debt by the Yakuza and is forced to not only sell body parts, but also to act as a devil slayer to earn money to pay back the debt. One day he is betrayed and murdered, and he and his pet devil merge into Chainsaw Man, the figure on the cover. He is then recruited by an organization of professional devil slayers, and things go from there. I'm not going to be continuing with the series after this volume. I liked the artwork, but I'm not a fan of the plot, and I'm really not a fan of Denji's character. I just no. So the art is really quite good, but the but yeah, that's the only thing that has it going for it. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with that, but anyway, so I'm gonna, if I have enough time, I might talk a bit about something after I talk about this next volume. So, and then on Sunday, after I bailed on Less Than Zero, I read the first volume of Dark Gathering by Kenichi Kondo. So this is a series about a young man named Kaitaro who is a supernatural magnet. And this has caused him to become a shut-in, a hikikomori. He gradually gets over it and goes to university where he takes a job as a tutor. One of his, and then he becomes the tutor to the young cousin of one of his friends, who is the young girl on the cover who can see spirits better than he can. And she basically forces him to act as bait while she hunts supernatural spirits in order to eventually destroy the spirit that kidnapped her mother, or her mother's ghost. I didn't care for it. I thought the 3 chapters were a bit repetitious. Eventually, I'm pretty sure Kaitaro is going to get over saying ad nauseum, I'm not really into this, I don't want to do this, and yet doing it anyway. The art is pretty cool, although I'm not too fond of her outfit. It's a little too much. So, yeah. So I've been thinking lately about what to do with the manga that I don't really plan on keeping. I know about a month or so ago when I talked about trying to rearrange my library and particularly wanting to turn this into like the manga wall. Part of that would be keeping like a lot of the manga that I'm maybe not all that into. But I don't think I'm going to do that. And I've been trying to make a video to talk about that for a while, and it's just not working out. So I need to figure something out. And I guess once I figure out what I actually want to do, then I'll be able to make that video rather than try to make the video and work my way through what I want to do with copious tangents involved. But anyway, so didn't particularly care for those 2 volumes. So the highlight of my reading week outside of A View with a Grain of Sand was Holy Madness by Adam Zamoyski. So this is a history of the Romantics, predominantly or primarily the political manifestation of the Romantic artistic movement. And so it covers the gamut of various revolutions, like the American and French revolutions, through to I'm assuming the Franco-Prussian War in 1871. And I am loving this book so far. I've got less than 100 pages to go, so I will finish it tomorrow. So I'm going to talk a lot more about this book next weekend when I have a lot more to say. But so far, I am loving it, especially the chapter I just read on the revolutions of 1848. That was amazing. But I'm really enjoying this book. It is a lot of fun. So look forward to more on it next week. So after I finish Holy Madness, I don't quite know what I'm going to do. I could read 2 more first volumes of manga, and that would be Mashle, Muscle and Magics, Volume 1 by Hajime Komoto, which is basically a send-up of Harry Potter. And Record of Ragnarok, Volume 1 by Azychika, Shinya Umemura, and Takumi Fukui. And then on Sunday, so I'd either do those 2 on Saturday, or I could get started on one of the history reads I want to do. So I could on like Sunday read The Holy Roman Empire, which is a short little history of it, by Barbara Stollberg-Rilinger, translated by Yair Mintzker, or Courting India by Nandini Das. So this is a history of the early encounters between Britain and the Mughal Empire, and is one of the long-listed books for the 2023 Kondo History Prize. And this is one of the ones that I've been really looking forward to. So I did order 4 of the long list this past week, and I am going to work my way through them and then pick up the others as I go. Anyway, so I'm definitely looking forward to this one. This was one of the ones that I was really looking forward to on my own. So, yeah. So it's going to be some combination of that next week. I don't quite know what, though. So anyway, BookTube, that's all I got for now. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. So I think on Monday I will try to do an original tag. I keep saying that about every week, and I don't do it. But this week, so on Monday I will definitely do that. And then any other videos that kind of strike my fancy, and of course, weekly reads next Friday. So until I see you next week, thank you. Have a great evening and weekend, and stay safe.